Hello guys, I'm Himanshu Bareth, and as you all know me before also, let me quickly go through my intro again. So I scored 99.6 percentile in CAT and I joined IIM Bangalore for my MBA. Now coming to today's session, I'm going to talk about what it takes to get into IIMs. Is it a CATS? Is it WorkX? Is it very stellar profile? Or like you have to be an overachiever throughout your life? Or is it something else? So let's start with coming to the very common myths about MBA. Everyone says you need to have very high work ethics or decent work ethics, or you have to have very high CATs to get into MBA. Well, I am into IIM Bangalore, and I believe that is reasonably one of the best B schools of our country, and I am a fresher. I do not have fancy accounts. I do not have very lucrative background. I come from a very small village in Jaipur district of Rajasthan. The village is 70 kilometers south from the main city, and I have been educated in Hindi medium school till my 12th standard. So I do not have any Olympiad, NTSE, KVPY. These all exams I came to know that they even exist in my graduation at NIT Trichy. The only thing I knew about was JE, and there also I had my paper in Hindi. So I had my own struggles in NIT Trichy as well. So what was it? To what extent these things matter? Let's know them one by one. Coming to WorkX. Well, if you have WorkX, it adds value to your profile. There is no denying that. But what if you don't? So look at the weightage of this in each IIM's criteria. If I talk to particularly A, B, and C, B gives WorkX the highest weightage among three of these. Well, and I mean I'm Bangalore being a fresher. So do you really think it matters that much? If you have it, you get it, but if you don't have it, it's the end of story. Certainly not. If you have WorkX, well, it gives you an edge of that 0.15 percentile maybe, and if you don't have, then it maybe you need to score somewhat 0.1 or 0.15 percentile extra than what you could have done otherwise compared to WorkX person. Coming to ACADS part, it matters, certainly it does, but only to a limited extent. If you are bad at ACADS, well, if you are bad at ACADS, but you are not too bad to be out of the consideration pool, you are still in the race. If you have a kick-ass percentile in CAT, then none of these even matter. Let's say you score 100 percentile in CAT. Well, that's a very amazing feat to achieve. And it's so amazing that your all barriers, be it ACADS, be it WorkX, everything gets sorted out automatically. Just that you need to be above the minimum criteria mentioned in the website, particular college selection criteria. That is more often than not, it is 60% for UG, 12, and 10, if I'm not wrong. So yeah, that's what it is for ABC, and I believe it is same for all other IIMs. Well, so that's one way. But even if you like not 100 percentile, because everyone can't score 100 percentile, if you are between 99 to 100 also, then also you'll get reasonably good calls. Even if you do not have bad ACADS, you do not have very good ACADS, even with average ACADS, you can make it happen. So let me take you all through my journey. How did I made it happen for myself? So starting from my early years where I had struggles of my own. So I was, as I mentioned earlier, I was born, brought up in a village area where there was even the basic facilities at some extent were lacking. I did not know what JE was till I came into 12th standard and knew that people were preparing for something additional called joint entrance examination. It is for supposedly called engineering. I did not know what engineering meant, but I got into NIT. Well, I think I'm not the only one who got into best engineering schools that way. Let's not go into that discussion that far. So that's how I came to know about JE. I started preparing hard. I thought ki okay, IITs are best colleges. If I get there, I'll get a good job, get settled for my life, and something this sort of. My parents were also happy. They were encouraging me. And then I gave JE. Things worked out well in JE mains. I got all India rank of 749, which was decent as per me. But in JE advance, I couldn't go through really well. On the day of exam, I had felt terribly sick, and yeah, bad things happen, but I did not want to lose out the chance, so I joined NIT Trichy instead. I had other converts as well, that was Bits Pilani and some other colleges, but at the moment NIT Trichy was my best choice and I went with that. So now once I entered NIT Trichy, I realized the world sees things very differently than me compared to me. They knew a lot of things which I never even heard about. And now they might sound very obvious to you. It is KVPY, everyone knows, NTSE, everyone knows, Olympiad, everyone knows. Trust me, I did not. I had struggled a lot in NIT Trichy just to understand what the prof was saying, because I did not have any connection with English whatsoever. Well, struggles were high, but I had realized that I am already at rock bottom and I can only go forward. And going backward was never an option for me. I would never go back. I'll try my best. I'll try my everything, even if I'm drained out. So that's how I went through it. First year was hard on me, and the CGPA was got very low, drastically low, and that is one of the reasons I have very less percentage grad. But I had really good friends in NIT Trichy who had helped me to shape my English well, and I got into position to be in the stage where I can start exploring myself. That was in second year. It was late for some people, as per some people, but it wasn't too late, and I was happy with the fact that I'm actually at a better position than where I was just 1 year ago. Started exploring. I took minor in management, and I really found that appealing to me. Now there was a dilemma. I am in engineering college. In third year, I got an intern with Reliance Industries. I got a PPO as well. I believe I'm a decent mechanical engineer also. I can build a good career if I go down the line. Or I have already taken a minor course in management studies. I'm studying it. I even got a minor degree at the end of my BTech program in management studies. The area sounds so interesting, and I believe that this is where my heart really lies. I took the trade of choice and I left the job at Reliance in 2020 after 4 months of working there. Because of COVID, it was delayed by a bit, and I finally chose CAT. Well, I made the decision and things started working out. But when I started giving CAT marks, everything got into dark once again. My first CAT mark score, I remember it was around 38, and it was an old pattern mark. Out of 300, I scored that. So that was a terrible blow to me. Okay, how will I ever make that? I talked to seniors. They said, you don't have very good at CATs. You are going to write CAT as a fresher, and a lot of other things that probably you won't make the cut for it. So better to find a new job. There were so many myths, so many beliefs were they tried to fit into my mind so that I somehow get back to my senses as per them and gave up on CAT. Well, good luck to them. That didn't happen, and I am here where you all can see me and hear me today. So in the CAT time, what I really noticed was people talked a lot about you need grades, ACATs. Your ACATs matter a lot. So I actually connected with some of my seniors who had made through CAT before, but they also had good ACATs. But they told me the scene that in IIMs, they have people who had even worse ACATs than me. And not only WorkX people, there were even freshers. So then I asked them, okay, how are they here? Because as per what I know, they shouldn't be in the college as per the popular opinion. That's when I realized that things are actually different. So it wasn't just a motivational, oh no, I'll do it. It was an informed decision. And that's what I want to tell you all guys, because it's not only the willpower. It's not only I'm going to say you for motivation, it is a fact. If you have a good CAT percentile, if you have a good clarity of mind, if you have a good reason to back your choice of doing an MBA and leaving your whatever you are doing, be it work, be it your current job, be it your current degree, be it a different stream altogether, you are in the race, and trust me, you will make through. So that's what worked out the most for me. I talked to such people, they gave me direction. I started preparing again, and then I prepared really hard. My mock scores started increasing. They increased really well, but in one particular section they were still plummeting, and that was VRC. In the next session, I'll take you through how I went through from -8 in VRC in a mock to overall 96.77 percentile in the VRC section in actual CAT 2020. I hope you all will like that, so stay tuned. In the next session I'll be talking about that. For now, I'll just break the basic myths we have around CAT. So the first myth was that only ACATs. So there are people who have no WorkX, who have bad ACATs, and with WorkX, bad ACATs, you will find all kind of combinations. Without WorkX, without good ACATs, and some will have combination of both bad ACATs and bad WorkX, but they'll have a very high, that CAT percentile, and also clarity of mind, their reasoning, their interest, their passion. That all will be very clear that got into the place where they are today. So basically these are the things. So ACAD myth, it is just a myth, don't believe it. If you have it, it is an advantage. It will certainly give you an edge over the others. But if you don't have, again, it's not the end of story. You need to score that 0.15% extra than the candidate who has better ACADs than you, and that's it. Same way for WorkX. If you have it, well, then you will be treated as an experienced person. You'll be asked questions based on your work experience, but they won't be as straightforward as you would feel ki, okay, I don't have WorkX, they are going to ask me from everything under the sun, and if this guy has WorkX, they are going to ask him only from his or her company. Well, that's not the case. Even WorkX people have interviews in very depth. They also feel as clueless as a fresher feels, or as a person without any work experience. So that is a myth. WorkX gives you an advantage only in terms of getting your composite score a bit higher, so that you can get shortlisted at a relatively lesser percentile, and you can easily compensate that with a better percentile, and that you can get with a better mindset to preparation and strategy. And me and my other friends at MBA Insiders are to help you with that in any way you ask to us. So yeah, that's the myth about WorkX. It matters, but it matters only till a limit. Beyond that, your CAD percentile can easily compensate for it, and your reasons for doing MBA can really make things work for you, even if you don't have that WorkX path. Coming to ACADS, again the same story. Same as WorkX, you might need to score that 0.15 percentile extra, and same thing again. Your CAD percentile can compensate for it. Now coming to third part, many people tell you need to have a stellar profile. You should have many awards and achievements. Well, I didn't have any of that, and I got into the one of the best B schools of our country. It's been ranked number one even by the QS in the business management studies category. So what is it? Like, I did not have a profile, but I still got in. Why? Because I had good reasons. So more than profile, they look for your reasons, your life story. What were your struggles? How did you overcome a challenge that you had faced in your early years of your life and schooling, and probably around that? IIM Bangalore, among other IIMs, they ask you to write a 700-word story about it, and the whole interview revolves around that. So you actually control the interview. Whatever you write, they're going to ask you that. Same in IIM Ahmedabad, they give you a analytical writing test. So you give your thinking process, you give them a brief idea of your thinking process, and trust me, they don't judge you on that. They try to evaluate on basis of that. If you think on a particular line, they are going to test you on that line only, to know that how consistent you are with your line of thinking. These kind of things they test on. Coming to IIM Calcutta, again, IIM Calcutta, sometimes they test you on your maths, but yes, again, their motto also remains the same around. They also have a good form where they ask you about your hobbies, your purpose, career goals, and everything, and the interview revolves around them. But yes, IIM Calcutta, among other IIMs, they test your maths to some extent, other than the other IIMs. Same with Lucknow Kozhikode interview, they test you on your overall personality. Nobody is going to judge you that if you have one less figure in your ACADS, then you are out of the race. That is not the case. These are the best B schools of our country, and they know what they want. And if you give them reasons to select you, definitely you will be in, because the person who will be in your interview won't be there to reject you. He will be there to select you. He's trying to find the candidates for his or her B school. And then if you give them one or two reasons, sometimes you more the merrier here. But yes, if you give them reasons, you will be in. Even people with very high work rates and very high ACADS get rejected, and people with relatively lesser ACADS and lesser work rates, and sometimes both, like me, get selected. I had converted not only Bangalore but Calcutta, Lucknow, Kozhikode, Indore, FMS. Ahmedabad I couldn't, because that day I had my own reasons. But yes, other than that, other candidates were better than me to perform that day, and that's what happened. So yeah, don't let any of these myths get over to your mind. You are enough, and you should believe that. Unless you believe that, okay, you are undercut already, you are in the disadvantage, well, you are building a negative mindset around you, and CAT is a game of mindset. If you go with the right mindset, you can ace even the difficult paper. If you go with a very little bit messed up mentality, how am I going to do that? I don't have very high ACADS, I don't have good work, how am I going to manage this? Well, even an easy paper will be too difficult for you to ace, and you'll end up like 99% of people do, because only the top 1% I'll get into the top 6. more often than not, or top 5 percentile. If you are in top 5 percentile, 95 to 100, that bracket, well, go with the right mindset. And if you don't care much about it, then no way, there are very high chances you will be left out with the other 95% of the population, people who write CAT. So yes, believe in yourself, don't believe in myths. Your ACATs are less, well, or you don't have work X, or you don't have relevant work X. You might need to score a bit higher than other candidates, but it's not a very drastic difference. Well, 99 and 99.2, 98.5 and 98.7. It is going to be just that much. It won't be other than that. And you can easily do that if you do it with the right way. So yes, stay tuned. I hope you like the session, and stay tuned for the next session where I'll be taking you through with the VARC, how exactly I made it for the VARC section the way I did, from -8 to 97, almost 97 percentile in actual CAT. Thank you. And yes, please like and subscribe our channel. We have really amazing sessions planned for you, and hoping to meet all of you. Thank you. Bye.